Need something to cool your taste buds? We have tasty daiquiris that you're sure to love. So come see us today at the Fish Shack in Byram, where we have great seafood and good daiquiris.
It's Pink Friday 2021, and here's a message from one of our survivors.
Hello, I'm Robin Roberts, and I am happy to join the American Cancer Society in the fight against breast cancer. As a breast cancer survivor and proud Mississippi native, I'm honored to support Pink Friday, a fundraiser for breast cancer awareness. We all have a part to play in this fight, and by working together, one day we are determined to find a cure for breast cancer. Get your tickets now to support this wonderful event.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Hey, it's time to hydrate.
Best kept secret in sports, no longer a secret.
Ryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and for all those who's listening and watching it from around the world. And we are now live from the corner of Dalton and Lynch Street. It's the show where we take you inside the game before the game begins. It's the Pregame with your host, Charles Bishop and Neely. So get ready, because we pregame harder than the other show's party. It's the Pregame.
And welcome into the pregame show here on the Black College Sports Network. It is Charles Bishop and Neely. It is homecoming 2021. Neely, my brother, what's going on out there?
Man, it is homecoming. We're at the block party coming live, giving out that, it's organic living environment. Chuck, once again, somehow you are sitting and I am standing. I do not know where this happens. I don't know the fine print. We got to draw up another contract. Something has got to shake loose. Neely, I'm outside, man, in between the King Edward and whatever that building is called, where the heart of the block party takes place. They're setting up the stage, got the tables out. DJs doing the sound check. More importantly, they're stocking the bar. Had to make sure the bar is stocked right, getting that going. But this event is 4 p.m. until midnight. So 4 p.m. to midnight, downtown Jackson, King Edward, all of Capitol Street. Oh! My man Angelo just walked by. I got to holler at him. So, yeah, Chuck, it's homecoming, man. It is homecoming.
And Neely, watch this. For those who have not experienced the block party, the Jackson State block party, hey, this is the before the shindig. Talk a little bit about the block party.
Hey, man, it's an outstanding event, man. It takes over downtown Jackson. Capitol Street, the past, say, 5-10 years has really come alive with downtown residents. So it's not just crowded down here at homecoming, but it goes up several notches for the block party. Everything takes place outside when the weather is right. Guess what, Chuck? This is a year that the weather is right. It's going to be a nice, cool breeze out here. So all of this area that you see will be dance floor, people hanging out. Like I said, the bar is getting stocked, JSU flag.
Well, I tell you what, man, what a time to be a Tiger fan.
Stage.
Okay.
What a time to be a Tiger fan.
Yeah, you came back in. I lost you for a quick second, but I was just about to say, what a time.
I stepped out so I didn't block the view. I didn't leave, Chuck. Watch this, Chuck. Watch this. I'm not gone. I'm not gone. See, look. Yeah.
Audio back. What a time to be a Tiger fan, coming off of a huge 61-15 win over Alabama A&M last week. I tell you what, man, had to call Peter because what we did to those Bulldogs last week was unfair.
I'm reminded of Coming to America when they were getting ready to switch apartments. Damn shame what they did to that dog.
Damn shame.
Chuck's a damn shame what we did to that dog, man. Damn shame.
What, man, we had fun over in Huntsville last week. When you take a look at it, Jackson State 61-15, Shedeur Sanders, huge game in that one. You talk about 17 of 24, 249 yards, 4 touchdowns through the air, and 1 on the ground.
Yeah, and the defense scored. We've had a strong defense all season, but the defense added to that point total. And if you remember, Chuck, you asked me the keys to the game Saturday morning, and the first thing out of my mouth was, if the defense scores, we're going.
Well, I tell you what, big game, James. Houston got us off to a great start last week with the scoop and score, and it was all downhill from there. The defense, 10 sacks last week. They really turned the screws on that Alabama A&M offense last week. You take a look at what they did to Quill Glass. Tremendous lights out performance. Defense is everything that it has been advertised.
Damn shame what they did to that dog.
Right. We take a look at some of the stats from last week. We mentioned Shedeur Sanders, 17 of 24, 249 yards, 4 touchdowns through the air. The running game got on track last week. Santee Marshall, 12 carries, 122 yards. Shedeur, he had 6 carries, 58 yards from the quarterback position. J.D. Martin, there's a name that a lot of fans have been wanting to hear. He got in on that last week. He got a touchdown, 44 yards rushing. And Kari Lyles we previewed him last week. He came in a backup role, and he picked up 26 yards. So huge game for the Jackson State offense. T.C. Taylor calling plays last week. I tell you what, everything was working. Everything he called dialed up. It was working for the Jackson State Tigers.
Can't leave out the special teams, Chuck. True enough. Got to give a nod to the defense. Got to give a nod to the offense. But, man, special teams, excuse me, y'all, I'm trying not to sneeze in this breeze. No, I do not have the Rona. Hey, Chuck, we still in the pandemic, man. Joker start coughing or something. Everybody they look at kind of said, I was trying to block a sneeze. I'm good. So, Chuck, special teams, man, Warren Newman can always threaten to take one to the house. You got to pick your poison, because whether Warren Newman is back there, DeJohn Nugget is back there, or big play Zay Bolton is back there, one of them can make a house call at a moment's notice. Always just one tackle, miss block, an assignment away from taking it. So all 3 aspects of the game showed up. And 4th aspect, if you want to include coaching, because if you watch straight out of the Tiger's mouth, straight from the Tiger's mouth, our special segment, you see and hear a lot of what the coach's dialogue is on the sideline and in those huddles for all 3 phases of the game.
Yeah, I mean, we had an opportunity. We talked with Coach T.C. Taylor, who was play caller last week, offense coordinator. And I tell you what, Jackson State touched the ball, I believe, 10 times, scored on 8 of those possessions. It was phenomenal. I hear them. They're cranking up back there.
Yeah. There's going to be a live band tonight. The singer Clinton Barbers is singing, doing his mic check. So it's going to be nice out here. Chuck, I might even get on the mic, man. Take y'all back to Jim Hill days. Get on this mic and, I don't freestyle no more. You got to pace style now.
You say it's not a freestyle, it's a pace style.
No, that's pay style, baby. I've been start rapping for free. You got to send me a budget.
As always. But you mentioned all three phases, man. Bailey Raymore, last week he had 4 touchbacks. So everything was working last week in Huntsville. Tremendous time we all had. And the Jackson State fan base turned out en masse in Huntsville last week. Just a tremendous time.
Yeah, we literally, it was a JSU takeover. That hashtag was out there for a reason. The crowd was phenomenal. Visitor side, everybody traveled well to Huntsville. It's a short drive from the Atlanta market. It's a short drive from the Nashville and Memphis market. 5 hours from Jackson, so it's sitting in a heavy concentration of JSU alums, and frankly, it's sitting in a heavy area where we like to recruit. And speaking of that, Coach Prime and his staff, they went there early. And they recruited Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, and the Huntsville area, not conceding anything to Alabama A&M or Alabama State. Worked that market heavy to sign some future dogs from that area. So our crowd traveled well. The band was there, lively, and 61 points on the scoreboard. In the words of Coach Prime, we want to make sure every light on that board was working. Cut them all on.
There you go. Well, cut them all on. Cut them all on. Want to make sure everything was working. The million-dollar question, Neil, I think that everybody has asked this week. Huge win last week against Alabama A&M. Can Jackson State turn the page this week and refocus themselves to take on a tough Alabama State team?
You said the key word, Chuck. We have been embedded with the team this week. Been at practice Monday, Wednesday, and today, Thursday. We'll be out there tomorrow morning with the Tigers as well, as they do a pretty much just a light walkthrough tomorrow morning. But the key word of work, Chuck, has been just that, been focused. Coach Prime is a perfectionist. He ain't in the Hall of Fame for nothing. He ain't at the top of the broadcasting and marketing game for nothing. And one of the things that he stressed to the team, and get this, Chuck, because you and I love talking about that 61-point score, but Coach Prime says, pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. We lost the fourth quarter. We lost the fourth quarter. He is about winning every quarter. And although we just lost it 8-7, 8-7 could be a ball game, because you think about where the Tigers of Jackson State would be had we lost to FAMU by 1 point versus beating them by 1 point. We would still be trying to claw in that SWAC Eastern Division. So, Chuck, Coach Prime is the key word this week is focus, focus, focus. So not only do you have this high of coming off a 61-point output, you also have this high of it being homecoming week, but he has tried to hold those reins, keep the team together, focus, focus, focus. He stopped practice yesterday. He stopped practice. Y'all will see that clip on Saturday morning during the live show. He stopped practice, brought everybody to the 50-yard line, got into some butts like Coach Prime could do without cussing, and reset practice. Let's start over. Let's go back into 7-on-7s and get it right. So when we talked to Coach Taylor this morning, Coach Pollock, talked to Coach Weeks, and a lot of these segments you'll be seeing tomorrow on the pregame show as we get ready to go 2 hours before kickoff from the vet. Chuck, they have done all they can this week to make sure these guys are dialed in that and take 6-1 got in the session on the practice field.
Yes, indeed. And that's the big thing, is to make sure these guys are focused in on this tough Alabama State team. An Alabama State team, quite honestly, that has beaten Jackson State 6 out of the last 7 times. When you take a look at the all-time record, Jackson State is up on Alabama State 32-15-1. But again, like I said, Alabama State has beaten Jackson State 6 out of the last 7 tries, and they did get the victory this past spring. An impressive performance. They had a young man by the name of Ezra Gray who rushed for over 100 yards in that game. But I tell you what, this is a new Jackson State team. I think a lot of fans around, not just Jackson State, but around the SWAC, recognized last week it ain't the spring no more.
Yeah, Chuck, we tried to tell them. We told y'all as recent as April, tried to tell you May, June, and July that this defense was going to be real, and now everybody sees it and starts to believe it and are buying in. But let me tell you something that Coach Jason Phillips told the team yesterday morning in the closed team meeting. He said, guys, we went to Alabama State in the spring 3-0. We lost that game in Alabama State and went 0-3. We cannot lose focus. We cannot assume that just because we're riding high, it's going to stay riding high. You have to pay attention to detail, keep the focus, and make sure you're doing one game at a time. Those 61 points do not carry over to this week. That was their homecoming. Now it's ours. Stay focused, stay dialed in. Don't assume this thing is wrapped up just because we put 61 points up. If you are who you say you are, do it again.
There you go. If you are who you say you are, do it again and again. Like we mentioned this past spring, great points made by Coach Phillips. 3-0 going into that game, and then the spiral began after that Alabama State game. Alabama State won that game in the spring, 35-28. So Jackson State looking to get a little bit of payback on this upcoming Saturday. But we are here. It is homecoming block party. It's homecoming for Jackson State 2021. The pregame show. Neely and Bishop, I tell you what, man, this is going to be really exciting over the next couple of days. Getting an opportunity to experience the homecoming vibe all over again.
Yeah, Chuck, it is homecoming. My signal is bouncing around in and out here.
No, I was saying,
go right. Yeah. All right, yeah, the signal is going crazy out here doing the sound check. I can hear you, Chuck, talking about the homecoming, but if more and more people are coming out as this block party gets ready to get ramped up at 4 p.m., but it's going to go from 4 until midnight. It is homecoming. The band is doing their sound check. The bar is getting set up. Chuck has me standing again, so it's business as usual in that regard, but I do have a little drink. Hey, Chuck, speaking of Chucks, we got to shout out to sponsors, man. Yes. Shout out to our title sponsors this weekend for homecoming weekend, sponsoring this show and tomorrow's show. Attorney Chuck Mullins right here in Jackson. Good dude, Cleveland Browns fan. Chuck Mullins is a Cleveland Browns fan. I wonder what he's thinking about Odell Beckham's lack of production, lack of targets. But we can't forget Mangia Benet, which is the restaurant group of Bravo, Broad Street, Sal and Mookie. So while you're in town this weekend, check out those 3 locations. You're not going to regret it. Go by the Sal and Mookie's. All the wings are to die for, Chuck. Cannot forget Gaylord and Chambers Law Firm, been with us, as we say, down since day one, and the project architect and Slaughter. Chuck, we got a new one though. We got a new one. We got a new sponsor. Talk about it.
We got a new one. We have BioSteel joining the pregame show. Tremendous sports drink company, and I tell you what, couldn't be prouder to bring them into the pregame show. Big things coming up for the pregame show is BioSteel sports drink. Looking forward to really working with them. I tell you what, they have seen the value in Straight Out the Tiger's Mouth. Looking forward to their sponsorship here with the pregame show and coming to you straight out the Tiger's Mouth.
Yeah, man, the platform is growing. Follow us on all social media platforms. You're watching us now live on Facebook and or YouTube. Don't forget to support the Instagram page, because each one of these platforms gives you different contents, different looks inside JSU athletics, glimpses that you don't see anywhere else. Man, had 3 sit-down meetings this week with Coach Prime, Chuck, and he is rolling out some more stuff for the pregame show. So look for some big interviews this weekend. Look for some in-depth interviews with him over the next couple of weeks. JSU Athletics, man, friends of the program, couldn't do it without them. Athletic Director Ashley Robertson, his staff, Dennis Driscoll, Akeem McClellan, the whole ball of wax. Pregame show is embedded to bring you guys exclusive, never-been-seen content that you can't find on any other platform. So we appreciate the likes, the shares, the comments, the subscriptions, because it all benefits JSU athletics and our student athletes.
Yes, indeed. I want to shout out Sharita Burr. She came to me last week at the Alabama A&M game. Just so appreciative of everything the pregame show is bringing to our Jackson State fan base. And in terms of just following Jackson State athletics, Jackson State football, very appreciative. And we want to thank all of our Jackson State fans, all of our swag fans that have really embraced the pregame show. It has been a tremendous ride thus far. More to come. More to come.
I got to tell you this, Chuck. One of the things that I have appreciated, I don't want to say blown away, because not that I didn't think it could happen, but I'm really appreciative, man, when we're at these games and the parents of the student athletes come up to us and talk about how appreciative they are of being able to see their kids, see what they're doing, not just on the field during game time, but those sound bites, those interviews, the B-roll footage, because you got parents in Texas, California, you name it, that aren't able to get here for games, but through the pregame show portal, they get that exposure to their young people and get to support them. And so every game we go to, or every time we check the inbox, we're always hearing from a parent or relative of a player, that's my son, that's my nephew. Appreciate what y'all doing. So y'all are the reason we do it. Y'all keep eating it. We're going to keep feeding it. Shout out again to Coach Prime for providing the platform. Hey, you got to come on the sec now. All right. Shout out to Ashley Wilson, athletic director, for all they do to make this possible. And we're here live, Chuck, at the block party, which kicks off homecoming. We're going to take over downtown Jackson on Capitol Street here at the King Edward. Somebody grown daughter walked by. I had to check that out real quick. I'm still looking out the corner of my eye. I think she's from Washita Parish, so I'm going back up and let the next man get that one. Don't need no more Washita Parish in my life.
The tales from Washita Parish. I tell you what, Billy, like you said, the block party always kicks off the homecoming festivities. Interesting history that you have with regards to bringing a lot of great entertainment to homecoming, man. Talk a little bit about that in terms of the history.
Oh yeah, man. Have always been involved in JSU events and throwing parties. And man, years ago, we started an event called Lust, Lies, and Libations to create the synergy where homecoming could start on a Thursday. We're going to be pretty soon, Chuck, taking the homecoming started on a Wednesday, man, with people coming in. Because a lot of people did get here yesterday so they could rest up for the night.
Yes,
so it's a big weekend. I'm seeing people gather now. People have masks on. People are socially distanced. If you get vaccinated, wear your mask, keep your hand sanitized so you can enjoy life. But Chuck, the history of throwing events just goes generation to generation in Jackson State to provide entertainment for people as they come home. So come to the block party tonight. We'll be at Free Lunch tomorrow, Friday, for the ultimate day party with the reunion group. And then Saturday, we'll be right down, but you and I, Chuck, know it's the catwalk. We'll be right down the street here on Capitol Street with DJ Finesse, who's been doing JSU homecoming events since he and I were in high school at Jim Hill together. So we got that. We're coming Saturday night. Friday afternoon, evening, the ultimate day party at Free Lawns. But tonight starts it off, the block party downtown, Capitol and Mill Street. Cannot miss it. Cannot miss it, Chuck.
Cannot miss it. You cannot miss it. Hey, man, you dialed up one blast from the past when you mentioned catwalk, bro.
Oh, man, look, Chuck, sometimes you got to call the road. Catwalk, Elks, Palm Beach, name of the game. Dynasty.
The name of the game. Dynasty.
The Armory. Hey, man, appreciate we're doing live right now. Hey, see, we just had somebody walk up, say appreciate what we're doing. Hey, we live right now, so.
First 2011, 2007 swag champ, 2008 back, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, Dion. Thank you, Coach Brown. Thank you for bringing that back, man. For real.
Yes, indeed,
happy homecoming, brother.
The Jackson State fan base is getting whipped into a lather, and this team is doing a tremendous job.
Did you just say whipped into a lather, Chuck?
Whipped into a lather, man. I tell you what. And when we take a look at that game last week against Alabama A&M, I think the offense finally has tapped into something that we hadn't seen in the first 4 games, and it's going to be exciting to watch the Jackson State team come out this Saturday.
Yeah, one of the things that picked up, I got to cover here, Chuck. The band is picking up. You let me know if you can't hear me anymore because it's about to get loud out here. But one thing that picked up is that running game. So we talked to Coach Flea, Coach Gary Harrell this morning, and to talk about the run game and how do we keep it going for this week. And it's reps, it's reps, it's reps. Running backs is one of their positions that, I don't care if you run the ball 3 times and only get a yard. It's that 4th run where you get 10 yards. It's a repetition position. You got to keep feeding it till it keeps going. And it's easy to abandon the run because it's quote unquote not working. But you have to remember, keep feeding it because it keeps that defense honest, keeps us from being one-dimensional. And one thing about this Alabama State defense, they love going into man coverage. Chuck, if you understand math and you understand personnel groupings with our quarterback, yes, sir, you already with me. With our quarterback and our receivers out there on the edges, if they do the man game, if we can get a run game established where they have to keep somebody cheating down to watch for the run, those outside routes, man, those go routes. You just watch, Chuck. You heard it here on the pregame show. You just watch.
And yeah, we did get an opportunity to kind of get an overview of Alabama State's offense, which you will hear on Saturday. We talked with their sports information director, who kind of gave us an overview of that Alabama State football team. But when you take a look at them last week against UAPB, they got the victory, impressive victory over UAPB. And they had a new quarterback. New quarterback came in from Ryan Nettles, a young man by the name of Miles Crowley. He went 20 of 28, 292 yards in the game. He threw for 4 touchdowns in the game. So this will be a formidable foe that we get on this Saturday. And like I said, Alabama State has beaten Jackson State 6 out of the past 7 times. I expect nothing different. It will be a tough football game.
Oh yeah, they're going to bring it, Chuck. They're not afraid. You know, this is a full team. This is a team scored 50 points this spring. Yeah. You know, this is a team that, like you said, has beaten us, gotten our number the past 5 of the 6 times. Now we know they're facing a different Tigers team, you know, right now. But the fact is, these guys are coming here to spoil our homecoming, just like we went to Huntsville to spoil theirs. So it's all about focus. It's all about doing those things that takes to win the ball game, and that means being competitive and being strong in all 3 phases: offense, defense, and special teams. We got to pay attention to turnovers. We got to pay attention to penalties that flip the downs. Like, for instance, this, and you're about to stop them. And you know, we should type on small things like that. We can do what we did in Huntsville. It's going to be a sight at homecoming if everybody's coming to town.
Yeah, I mean, you make a great point. We look at Jackson State last week. As I hear things, I'm really picking up for you out there. Man, I tell you what, it is nice and loud. But it was a penalty, I think, and that was something Coach Brian touched on a little bit in the game last week. And like you said, the perfectionist in him, he wanted to win all 4 quarters. Like you said, we lost the 4th quarter last week. So that's one of the things we're going to have to kind of keep an eye on with regards to this game upcoming on Saturday against Alabama State. Keep the penalties to a minimum. Win all quarters. We should take care of the normal ball thing.
Yeah, Chuck, I came around the corner because my understanding, although I half-assed went to that freshman year science class at Jackson State, I know how sound travels, and if you get away from it around the corner, you can block out the wave. So I'm trying to use a little basic general science. I can't even remember my professor's name. Like I said, I ain't go to class on that much of that one. So yeah.
That's troubleshooting at its finest.
Hey, and you know what I told you about troubleshooting? You got to try something different. Chuck, you're a great listener. You're a great friend. You're a great brother. So I moved around the corner for you, Chuck. So I'm out here on Capitol Street now, and there are, you know, some food trucks setting up, some other vendors coming. There's going to be a cigar lounge. People are starting to gather. This event gets going at 4. It really starts getting going as the sun sets. They're going to start blocking off the street, putting some cones out. You get down here to Capitol and Mill Street, man, right across from the train station. You're not going to be able to miss it. It's going to be a good time, brother.
It's going to be a phenomenal time. I always look forward to the block party, man. The block party. And, you know, Neil, folks have a tendency. They got the greatest homecoming on earth, but you have not experienced the Jackson State homecoming. Let me tell you something. It starts right about now on a Thursday. Like you said, you block off the block, and I tell you what, it is thousands of people down here looking forward to it tonight.
Chuck, just because you call something don't mean it's what you call it. Like Frank Lucas told my man Nicky Barnes, I don't give a if you put a choke collar on it and call it Blue Dog. So you can name something the greatest homecoming on earth. That don't mean it's the greatest homecoming. We all know that Jackson, Mississippi is home of the greatest homecoming. We don't have to call it that and lie and hype it up. It just is what it is, baby. You know, so let people keep their hashtags and keep their nicknames. We keeping a good time, the family atmosphere, the yard on tomorrow.
Oh, boy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You better experience it. You better experience it. It's going to be beautiful. Looking forward to it. Homecoming 2021. It's the pregame show. Bishop and Neely coming to you live. It's the pregame show. But I tell you what, man, so much to get into on Saturday. A lot of, like you said, a lot of talks that you had with the coaches this past week. A lot of segments that we will be debuting on Saturday. So looking forward to getting into all of that where we can really break down this Jackson State versus Alabama State.
Yeah, we're going to get deep dive into it, Chuck, tomorrow. I think the live show tomorrow. Robert Corley, he just got a shout out on the pregame show. Delta Spring 88. What's going on, Newt? You good? Hey, you look prosperous, brother. You look prosperous. Yeah. I just want to come touch the hem of your garment so I can be made whole. Chuck, we're gonna do a deep dive tomorrow. Tomorrow's show, y'all, is live from the vet from 11 a.m. to
Saturday,
1 p.m. Yeah. I'm sorry, not tomorrow. Saturday. You're right. I'm sorry, Chuck. I'm that Tito's kicking in. My day's running together already. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow we'll be at the Ultimate Day Party down the street at Freelawns. But Saturday's live show, when we deep dive into what this game means, some of the aspects that have taken place this week and the installs this week in practice, we'll get into that Saturday morning, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're going 11 to 1 Saturday. Kickoff is at 2 p.m. So you can watch the pregame show from your tailgates on your phones. For those who didn't travel, watch it. But the game is going to be 2 p.m. on ESPN Plus on Saturday. Pregame show from 11 to 1 on Saturday. And then Chuck and I will be getting over our hangovers Saturday morning.
There you go. Definitely getting over hangovers Saturday morning. Pregame show will be coming to you live from Mississippi Memorial Stadium.
Nice little Cuban there. Chuck, let me tell you, I'm not just a Cowboy fan. I'm a Cowboy for real. I don't have to travel with a punch. Watch this. Look at this, y'all. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Let me show you a pro move. You would think that got punched. You would think that got punched. You would think that got punched. See, Chuck, I possess what's called a grandiose embouchure. See, I was in the band. Y'all don't even know what embouchure means.
Grandiose embouchure, okay.
Yeah, so.
Way to throw out the big word in. How about that, baby?
Don't ask me to spell them. I can pronounce them, but I can't spell them. I can pronounce them, and I can tell you what they mean, but I ain't big on that spelling now.
Yes, indeed. Robert Cunningham is out here somewhere. He's unpredictable. We're going to make sure we get him in so we can promo a little bit of this.
I tell you what, Chuck, hold on 1 second. I'm going to peep around the corner from him. Hold on.
Sure thing. As we take a look at some more stats, I tell you what, it was a tremendous week last week for the Jackson State Tigers. A few firsts, a trio made that first career touchdown. Take a look at sophomore running back J.D. Martin. A lot of fans have been wanting to see J.D. Martin. Freshman receivers Trevante Rucker, Malachi Wild.
Hey, I didn't see him, Chuck, but I did see Dwight Battle has walked up, got his golf clubs, probably lost about 15 balls out there. Hey, Dwight Battle, J.R. Smith said holler at him. Y'all see, me and Dwight Battle got to Jackson State in 1989. Let me tell you about a class we had together. We were supposed to get help. They just gave us eyes. They gave us incompletes. They just put us out.
Yes, as I was saying, trio first career touchdown last week. J.D. Martin, running back for Jackson, had his first touchdown. Freshman receiver Trevante Rucker and Malachi Wild. They also scored their first receiving touchdown. Just a lot of firsts last week in terms of Jackson State. It was the first time since I believe 2001 Jackson State had put up tremendous outing last week against Alabama. Can't say enough about that.
I'm sorry, Chuck. If you queued me up, I didn't hear a damn thing. It's so loud out here.
Hey, I understand, brother. But hey, when we take a look at it,
got some former players walking up, man.
Is that Charlie Walker out there? My God, Charlie Walker.
Yeah, man. As Jim Ross has been known to say, business is picking up, Chuck.
Yes, it is.
Business is picking up.
Getting ready for the block party tonight is the pregame show. Bishop and Neely coming to you live. The pregame show. Of course, the pregame show will come to you live Saturday from 11 a.m. To 1 p.m. So get ready. For all those Jackson State fans who did not make it into homecoming this year, make sure you tune in to the pregame show.
Yeah, because Chuck, stay on the pages because tomorrow on campus, not a live show, but we will do some live shots and do some segments from the yard tomorrow. Same thing from the day party. Then we have a live pregame show on Saturday from the vet. 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Going to be going to the tailgates. Going to get you the team arrival, the Sonic Boom marching in. Coach Prime special guests, some which have already started arriving today. So you'll be hearing from them via the pregame show. Some of those can't announce yet, but got some big surprises. So if you can get to the game, get to the game. It's going to be an exciting time here in Jackson, Mississippi for the, what's going on, Five? For the JSU homecoming. Teasy Thomas walking by, host extraordinaire. Be playing me in poker, taking my money.
Yes, indeed. It's going to be a festive atmosphere tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday night, man. What is better? Where would you rather be than right here, right now? The pregame show, Jackson, Mississippi, Jackson State Homecoming 2021. Dude.
Chuck, let me tell you how dumb I am. You want to know how dumb I am, Chuck?
Go for it.
I couldn't hear you, right?
Yeah.
And I leaned into the monitor to hear you, but I got headphones on. So when you saw me do that, I was like, "Oh, I can't hear him. Let me listen in." And I got headphones on. All I gotta do is do that to hear you better. But you know, it's called troubleshooting, Chuck.
Troubleshooting.
It's called
troubleshooting. That's what we do live. When you're going live, anything can happen, and sometimes it will happen. It is what it is.
It is what it is, Chuck. But main thing, get back on this football game tomorrow. Jackson State, not tomorrow. I keep saying tomorrow. Get back on this football game for Saturday. Jackson State sits atop the SWAC East, Chuck. We sit atop the SWAC East. You know, a lot of us had some doubts and some concerns and some palpitations of the heart muscle when we had to open up against a SWAC East opponent on the road in a classic game. But that win over FAMU week 1 was huge. And then we got to really right the ship and fine tune some things, make some adjustments, see which players fit which schemes. And some games that didn't have any standing on the SWAC. You know, we left Miami and went to Memphis, got a big victory there, but it had no impact on SWAC standings. And then, you know, you had the Delta State and the ULM games take about, no impact on SWAC standings. Get into SWAC play, man, and everything was pointing up, and we put up 61 points, and we're now 2-0 in the SWAC East, atop the SWAC East. T. Webb, you doing all right, brother? What up? What up, Sean? We sit atop the SWAC East with 3 more SWAC games in a row, 4 more, you know, counting this one, or my math, 3 more in a row. We have Alabama State coming to Jackson this weekend for our homecoming. Bethune-Cookman comes after them, and then we travel to Mississippi Valley. If we do what we're capable of doing in October, November becomes who's going to host the SWAC championship.
There you go.
Not who's going to be in it. You'll know who's going to be in it representing the East, but who has the better record and is going to host that game.
And I tell you what, the theme throughout this week, and of course we heard it last week, focus. One game at a time. They got Alabama State this Saturday, Bethune-Cookman. They have not gotten on the winning side of the ledger yet, but they have big players and Jimmy Robinson, Kayshawn Bird. You take a look at Mississippi Valley. They have won back-to-back games, win over North Carolina Central and Bethune-Cookman. They have one of the hardest running backs in the SWAC, and Caleb Johnson. They have a nice big play receiver in Ja'Cory Rankin. And Jelani Easton is playing great ball for the Mississippi Valley State Devils. So these next 3 games will be crucial for our Jackson State Tigers.
Hey, Chuck, let me tell you this, man. If I was a coach, focus 1 week at a time. But the pregame show is for the fans, and as fans, we can't help but look ahead. We're looking ahead. You know, we see that calendar, and we see that, oh, man, October is SWAC East games. October is some favorable matchups. As long as the coaches can keep these guys dialed in and playing the ball that we have proven we can play, then we know we can handle business in October. But first things first, we got to handle business against Alabama State, a team that has handled us the majority of the past 10 years, if you will, definitely the past 7 years. So we got them coming for homecoming. They put up 50+ on us this spring, but this was a very different defense they were facing then to now, and even a very different offense. And that offense this spring scored 40+ on them. The Tigers offense scored 40+. So, Chuck, I'm expecting, our defense to do what they've been doing. No one has scored 3 touchdowns on us yet. I don't expect that to change. I do. Kids will be kids. People make mistakes. I can see a score happening, But I'm not thinking that this is a defense that you're going to roll out of bed and put 21 points up on. So as long as our offense is in a position to score 17 plus, our defense is in a position to keep people 17 or lower. We got a ball game, by golly. Hey, what's going on, fam? You good? Yes, sir.
You know, when you take a look at it, and let's focus in on the defense. Through the first 5 games of the season, 30 sacks. They're number 1 in the SWAC in terms of stopping the run. And Neely, this defense is really waking up the echoes of some of the best defenses that we've seen in recent history in terms of Jackson State football. Just off the top of my head, 96 comes to mind. When you talk about Quincy Coleman, Bo Lewis, Sean Woodson, that group of guys, Charles Crawford, those guys. When you talk about, of course, the 87 squad, I see some more football players out there.
Yeah, I'm just, man, putting the camera on them for a second while they got this. I think that's the number 56 from Ellis Seafood.
The popcorn shrimp. The popcorn shrimp.
You got to go by Stamps and Bus Stop and Eddie's and Ruby's. And you know I'm old when I say Bus Stop.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you bet your Bus Stop. Boy, that takes.
Hey, man, I tell you something. Tell you a Bus Stop story, Chuck, when I was little. Growing up over that way, man. Homeboy, I didn't know that the bread at the bottom was just to soak up the grease. You know, man, that's the best damn bread. I mean, you 8 years old with clogged arteries eating that damn bread. You in 6th grade taking Lipitor, whatever it's called. Because of that damn bread at the bottom of bus stop. Oh, man.
Oh, man, that takes you back, man. Old Bus Stop. But, of course, as you're coming into homecoming, you got to stop by those local favorites. Support your local Jackson businesses, your local Jackson.
And, man, from day one, Stamp Burgers, you see their commercials on the pregame show. In fact, their first live show we did on location was from Stamps, you know, because it's such an icon and associated with the school. And since that time, other restaurants have come on board. The Fish Shack down in Byron, of course, Johnny T's, where we do the Friday night live shows, except for this Friday night because of the hangover status we'll be in. So no live show this Friday night. Me and Chuck ain't crazy. We want to enjoy homecoming too.
We want to enjoy a little
bit. Yeah, like, come on. Hey, man, y'all going live Friday night and not. But also since that time, Bravo Italian restaurant has come on board. Sal and Mookie's Pizzeria over in the heart of the district, and Broad Street Bakery. Yeah. Oh, man. Did you hit Broad Street this morning?
I went to Broad Street Bakery this morning, man. Hey, listen, let me tell y'all something.
So wait, let me get this straight.
Grits, yes.
So while I was at practice getting musty used at Broad Street, I see Chuck. Come on, man.
Uh-oh, my bad. I let the cat out the bag on that.
Yeah, man, yeah. The truth gonna come out, Chuck. And matter of fact, Coach asked me, he said, hey, where's Chuck? I figured he'd be in town. I said, he in town? He at Broad Street eating cheese grits. And I'm moving sleds with the offensive line. Well, I tell you, boy, I got it. Let me get my agent on the phone, man.
I know. Get your agent on the phone. Yeah, man. I'm eating cheese grits and having a breakfast burrito with a little coffee at Broad Street this morning.
Oh, man, that breakfast burrito at Broad Street is something else, man. You really can't go wrong with anything on the menu. Man, the sticky buns. Woo!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Gotta have that Broad Street. So we appreciate Broad Street Bakery for coming on, being a sponsor. They're carrying a line of JSU cookies and desserts. So while you're in town, stop by and grab those. You want a little nice, quiet evening, nice dinner with a view, go over to Highland Village and check out Bravo. If you want a little lively environment, you and a large group of people, and some New York pizzas, pizza by the slice or whole pizzas or the excellent wings, go to Sal and Mookie's, man.
Hey, and then we're going to start washing it down with a little BioSteel, brother, as they come on board.
Gotta wash it down with that, man. Love our sponsors. They make this possible, and we do a great deal of revenue sharing and financial support with JSU Athletics. So when people support the pregame show and make the broadcast possible, then that translates to donations to the school. And if you just saw that, we just got a wreck on camera live right there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that truck tried to squeeze through there. Yeah, so whoever is repping them, Chuck Mullins, Chambers and Gaylord, the attorneys who have sponsored the pregame show, just rewind this beautiful bean footage, and you'll see a car accident that took place right there. So don't let them try to say whose fault it was. The pregame show has brought you all the accident recreation you need, brought to you by Chuck Mullins, attorney at law, for all of your legal needs. Right here live on the pregame show.
Right here live on the pregame
Right there, right there.
Oh, wow.
TA. Hey, man, we got DJ extraordinaire in the house. In the house. Yeah, you're doing good, man. How you making, brother?
Real good, real good.
Yeah, doing good, man. Doing good. What's going on, brother supervisor? You good? Hey, now, you know, hey, brother Archie, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you if you brought the gavel with you to homecoming. Now, I got to know if you got the gavel with you. You got to have that gavel. We're going to put that gavel on Alabama State, though. Supervisor David Archie.
I see David Archie back there.
Yeah, we live. Come on up here, brother. I'm going to hang you the show, Bishop. I'm going to hang you the co-host.
So, how are you there, sir?
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Doing well. You know, the I Love is in town.
Yes,
We're really in
yes,
town. Of course, you know, I'm an 86 graduate of the I Love, and we welcome everybody to town, and as well as the Hinds County Board of Supervisors. As the vice president of the board, we're going to certainly step up to the plate and say hello to everybody and welcome you.
You know, let me ask you a little bit about your homecoming experiences during your time at Jackson State. What was that like for you in terms of experiencing a Jackson State homecoming?
Well, it was a beautiful thing. We had people like Jackie Walker. We sit up under the Q tree. Even though I wasn't a Q, I hung out with all the Qs, right? And we would watch everybody pass and go up and down near the Union, and we had a marvelous time. If I could go back to those years and go back into those times, I would take those days right now. So I think that Jackson State has grown a lot. We're going to continue to grow. And of course, as the vice president of the board of Hinds County Board of Supervisors, we're going to continue to support Jackson State in its endeavors.
Yes, indeed. What are your thoughts thus far on this Jackson State football team that you've been watching over the past couple months?
I think it's been a beautiful thing. Of course, you know, we're reaching for the sky. We're reaching for the sky. And of course, they're all trying to get me fixed up here. Okay. So we're reaching for the sky. 4-1, right?
4-1.
3-1. 4-1. If we can run the board with all the SWAC teams, that would be the most fantastic thing that ever happened to Jackson State for a very long time. I think it's been a long time since we won every game in the SWAC, and we can expect that out of Dion. I think, and matter of fact, I saw him on the other day while he was having lunch and came over to his table and chit-chat with him. So I think that Dion brings a lot to the table, as well as the family and football of Jackson State. We've always been a football nation, a football team, but we just did not have the coach to get us there. Now that we got the coach, I think we're surprising everybody in the SWAC and throughout this country.
Let me ask this question, Mr. Archie, as you are involved in county government, but what does this Jackson State team, or winning Jackson State team, do for this economy in Hinds County, this economy in the city of Jackson?
Now, if I could hear you, I think you were speaking in terms of the economy.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, the economy. Hinds County Board of Supervisors in Hinds County and Jackson, I think we are in real good financial shape. Now, I don't know about the city, but I know that the Hinds County Board of Supervisors, we are in good shape. We have a surplus of money. We're not in bad shape when it comes to making sure that people are being paid, our bills are being paid. That is very important. You know, sitting there on the board, we take in the taxpayers' dollars here in Hinds County. We're responsible for spending the taxpayers' dollars here in Hinds County. And so I want to be good stewards of that money. I always want to have a surplus and not a deficit.
Sure thing. Well, we appreciate you stopping by the pregame show, Mr. Archie. Always phenomenal talking to you, and you coming into the pregame show. We're very appreciative. Thank you.
Indeed, and thank you so much for having me. And here go Daryl. Daryl, I appreciate it. You know, Daryl and I used to go see some football all the way in Dallas together. Take care now. Thanks for having me.
Daryl always has a story somewhere.
That's right.
Yes, sir, man. Me, David Archie, the late, great Jughead Gene Young. Man, we some diehard Dallas Cowboy fans traveling. But let me tell you one thing about David Archie. He walks off. I don't talk behind nobody back, so I said it before he got here. He will knock all this shit over now. Like, don't get it twisted. He is proven that he will knock all this shit up. He is the personification of I turn all this shit over.
Yes, indeed. You know, I stay away from it, but you go right there. Well,
it was teed up. It was teed up too perfectly, man. So Chuck, that's something that's gonna happen. Hey, Charlie, that's something that's gonna happen all weekend. We're gonna be live at these environments, man. Look, I got to get my man over here because I'm rocking his stunner shades right now. If you went to Jackson State at any point in your life and you don't recognize who this is, you didn't go to Jackson State. You didn't go to Jackson State. You didn't go to Hey, man, Jesse has put the hustle for generations, baby, and always maintain on top of the game. Always maintain. So while you're in town, found Jess. I was just telling you, see that beautiful young lady right there? I was just telling her. She said, "You smell good." I said, "I got Jesse oils on. I got Jesse oils on." I told her, I said, "Now I ain't clean, but I smell good because I just put some oil on, left out." Best oils in the world. See Jesse, baby. See Jesse for homecoming. Tell him Neely sent you. Buy 10, get one free.
There it is.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it.
As we come up here on the top of the hour, man, I tell you what, a little recap. Big block party tonight, of course. Day party tomorrow at Freelawns. Then we have the game, football game. 2 o'clock kickoff. Pregame show will be going from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturday morning. Hey, looking forward to it, man. This is going to be a fun-filled weekend.
It is, man. Going to be an exciting homecoming. Going to be an exciting atmosphere on campus. Starting here tonight, Chuck, with the block party to kick off homecoming in this alley, if you will, in downtown Jackson, next to the King Edward. Just come to the intersection of Capitol and Mill Street. Cannot miss it. Cat corner, as the old folks say, from the train station. We will be here. The event starts at 4 p.m., but it's 4 p.m. to midnight downtown Jackson. On campus tomorrow, the pep rally, the yard fest, whatever you want to call it, man. You know how we do it from 11:30 to about 1:30 on the yard the Friday of homecoming. Then you have the ultimate day party down at Freelawns, jumping off early afternoon into the sunset. And then the old folks like myself, man, we had to get out some rest and hydrate. Because, Chuck, we got to be at that stadium early Saturday morning. We can't be out late like we used to, Chuck. We got to be out early. The pregame show just don't happen. We don't just roll up, Chuck. We have to set up. So we're going to be there early. The show goes live Saturday at 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. live from the vet. Going to do some stuff in the tailgate. Going to get you the boom marching in, the band coming in, have exclusive interviews set up with Coach Prime, special guests that are in town. More on those as the weekend unfolds, but some of them have already started to arrive. Going to be a historic homecoming as we sit atop the SWAC East. Been a long time, Chuck. Recently, it's a long time. Been a long time since we've sitting atop the SWAC East for a homecoming. So a lot on the table as we have a SWAC East opponent for homecoming this year. And then we roll into the rest of October with back-to-back SWAC East opponents.
Back-to-back SWAC East opponent, you can catch it here on the pregame show. Definitely want to shout out all our partners here on the Black College Sports Network. Dr. Cavill inside the HBCU Sports Lab is getting ready to come on in a couple of hours. But you got the Carlos Brown show. You got the OG Strike Force, that show coming on, featuring 48 and Rattlers. Of course, my JVN, my BCSN app. Please go to that app. Follow all of our shows here on the Black College Sports Network. Oh, you got
Chuck, exactly right, man. The Black College Sports Network that we broadcast from is a home to a lot of HBCU shows. I'm going to bring you a couple of JSU legends up, Chuck, and let you talk. I'm going to put them on the spot. I know they've been drinking like I've been drinking, but I don't care. I'm going to give them this headset. You know their face when they see them. You know their face when they see them. Yeah, I got them here. Hold on. Hello.
Hey, Charles, right there. I'm thinking one of the hardest linebackers to ever play for Jackson. What up, Charles? Welcome into the pregame show. What do you say, Charlie Walker?
Number 47. Hey, you say what's up, Charlie Walker? What's going on, man? Just out here enjoying this homecoming celebration we got going on, and just hanging out with my boy Shaw and Charlie Walker.
Now, Ray, I know you're a fan of this Jackson State defense. What have you seen thus far from this Jackson State defense?
Well, with the defense, it has come around from last year, and I'm looking at 99. The linebackers looking good, DB's looking good. We should have a good weekend this weekend.
Looking forward to it, Ray, man. Hey, you were one of those linebackers that flew around from sideline to sideline. Hey, it's a pleasure bringing you on the pregame show, brother.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you for the shout out, man. We'll let you talk to me, Shaw. All right.
Hey, it's always good bringing in.
Hello.
It's always good bringing in some of our old Jackson State players, especially those guys from the 90s, man. Hey, homecoming
Glad to be back.
2021. Yes, indeed. So talk a little bit about this Jackson State team, what you've seen thus far, man. What is it that you like about them?
Hold on 1 minute. I can't hear you. Say that again.
I was saying, what did you see thus far from this Jackson State team? What is it that you like about the team going into this Alabama State game?
Well, I was a defensive player, and I love what I see on defense. I love what I see on defense. I like what the coaches are doing. I like the buy-in that the players are buying in to the coaching system, and I love it. That's what I love about it. The defense is awesome. I guess that come from being a defensive-minded person.
There you go. Does the defense remind you a little bit of you guys flying around back in the 90s?
It reminds me of us. Coach Carson, Coach Cannon, all those guys. That's what we did back then. They put you in good positions, and I see the same type of play. I see the coaches putting the players in the right position, and plays are being made. That's what we used to do. We took pride on defense.
Yes, indeed. Coach Big Daddy Carson, man, he had all those guys in position. You guys used to fly around, make plays all over the place.
Oh, it was nice. It was nice.
Yes,
and I see it in me every day. I see it. It brought chills to me the other day to see it.
That's good.
So I had to be here. I wouldn't miss it for nothing in the world.
There you go, man. Thanks for stopping in here on the pregame show.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Sure.
All right.
Charles, what's up, buddy?
Charlie Walker, what's going on, brother?
Hey, man. Hey, Judge, you like, man.
There you go. You got an opportunity.
That's it, man.
You got an opportunity to see this Jackson State defense, man, this Jackson State football team. What are your thoughts so far thus far on the season?
Hey, man, I love it. Like you say, you talk to these other guys, we go back in the day, we see it all over again. The hype, the playing, the players, the coaching, all in one. That makes a true Jacksonians, if you understand what I mean.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed. So I wanted to ask in terms of similarities to some of these teams that we really saw flying around in the 90s making plays. Defensively, offensively, what is it that you like about it?
Well, I'm going to give you an old school chant, slightly. We got a team bodyguard. That's what it is. When you got a team and everybody play well and they play the areas, play the assignment, hey, it's easy. It's easy. And I love what they're doing to bring all that swag back. That's good. But guess what? Jackson State back on top just like we used to be, baby.
There you go, Coach Edward Lipscomb, Coach Lip. We got a team, by golly. We're going to fight, by golly. We're going to win, by golly.
Hey, and we're going to win, by golly. You know it.
There you go, man.
Hey, that's why they need to get us in that dressing room, the old school, and bring that back to them, man.
Get that chant going again. I hear you.
I'm telling you, that's what it did. Hey, when we came out with them chants, everybody was already afraid of us. They knew we were coming to play.
There you
that's
go,
what it
man.
is.
Thanks for stopping by the pregame show, Charlie.
It's all good, man. Thanks for having me, brother.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Well, Neely, as we're here at the top of the hour, man, we're going to go ahead and get a little bit of our own homecoming in, if you will. Here on the
hey, man, I done tried to get started out here, Chuck, but, you know, if guests walk up, we got to pull them in, man, and talk to them. That's what homecoming is about.
There
you
go.
You got to shake hands and kick it, Chuck. But, hey, just a quick recap. We'll be back this way this evening.
There you go.
Got some other things to take care of, but as the sun sets, the pregame show will be back live at the block party. So if you're out there wondering, should you come downtown to the block party, you can see it's already starting to come up. I would go back around the corner where the party is, but the music is too loud around there. But we got people already coming, former football players. A lot of J-Sets are in town, former J-Sets. This is their 50th anniversary, the 50th anniversary of the Sonic Boom of the South being called the Sonic Boom of the South. But they're going to be, I think, right at 100 J-Sets at halftime Saturday performing. Alumni J-Sets from the various generations, from the five, every 10-year periods that they have been in existence. But we're here out front at the King Edward getting ready for the block party. The music is going. The bar is open up. The event starts at 4. It's running 4 to midnight. We're here at the pregame show to promote JSU athletics. If you go to our Instagram page, go to the bio. There is a click link there. Click the link while you're in town. donate to JSU Athletics. That's what we do with the dollars from our sponsors here. Chuck Mullins, attorney at law, Mangia Benet Restaurants, including Bravo, Broad Street, Sally Mookie's, Chambers and Gaylord law firm. Can't forget Terrence Harris of the Cochran Group, Amber Slaughter for the project architect, as well as Bio Steel Beverage. That water is sugar-free, Chuck, athletic drink. So we're promoting that because they sponsor JSU Athletics through us. Chuck, it's going to be a big weekend. We'll be on the campus tomorrow, 11:30 to 1:30, kicking it on the Gibbs Green Memorial Plaza. Can't just call it the plaza, Chuck. We got to remember why that plaza exists.
Got to remember why that.
In the honor and memory of James Gibbs. Yeah, we got to all with James Green and Philip Lafayette Gibbs. Got to always honor and remember them as we gather for homecoming. Then Friday afternoon, the ultimate day party down at Freelawn. Saturday night, y'all call it the catwalk. Y'all too old to call it Lavish Levice Lounge. You got to come to the catwalk Saturday night after the game, but make sure you come to the game. We're trying to get 50,000 in the vet this Saturday. Tailgating is open. There'll be COVID testing on site, vaccinations on site, all through a partnership with the Mississippi Department of Health, Preventive Health. A lot of information being given out on Jumbotron, promoting vaccinations and that kind of thing. There is a way to enjoy our culture, our community, and our HBCU experience, all while remaining safe, Chuck. So we do not want to lose sight of that we're still in the midst of a global pandemic, but there is a way. People out here now with their masks on, man, shaking hands out here on the sidewalk, pulling out a little sanitizer after they dap up.
There you go.
I see your mask there, Chuck. We highly vaccinated, Chuck. I'm next up for that booster right after homecoming.
Hey, right after homecoming, baby. I'm boosted up, baby. You better believe it.
Yes, sir. But remember, the pregame show live, Chuck, the real show that we do before the games, that will be Saturday at 11 a.m. We go live via Facebook page and YouTube. And we're going to go into 1 p.m., taking that hour off before kickoff because we got some special stuff that we got to do with Coach Prime's guests. As well as the football team, some recorded content we're going to be bringing y'all. So instead of going right up to kickoff, the show is going to about an hour before kickoff. So get down to the vet, man. Watch the show. Come on down. Beat that traffic. Tailgating is open, Chuck. It's homecoming, baby. Great. There is no chance of rain this weekend. Even going to get a little cool. And the fair's in town.
And one more. Shout out to Campus Activity for always lacing us with a little game.
Shout out. Let me tell you something, Chuck. Yeah, got to shout out. We rocking Reed Enterprises right now on the lid, and you on the sweatshirt. Campus Activity, man, has been a supporter. Black, female-owned HBCU grad, sister out of FAMU, and man, Coach Prime really loves the stuff that she sends. I dropped him off a shipment last week, and he was in Huntsville with it on. And he loves when he gets that J with that tiger paw grabbing it. So we got some special stuff coming with them that you can look for this weekend as well. We'll be rocking Campus Activity all weekend long. It's homecoming, Chuck. Homecoming 21. Reed Enterprises. Reed Enterprises will be set up here at the King Edward. So if you're looking to cop some swag, he will be here Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in the lobby of the King Edward. Reed Enterprises pop-up shop will be here, so you can come get the gear that you see me and Chuck wearing on the pregame show.
Already getting inbox about where y'all get that gear. Reed Enterprises, make sure you stop in here up to the King Edward and pick up some Jackson State swag. There you go. There you go.
When you order from Reed, man, go ahead and throw that monogram on there, man. And in a couple of weeks, Chuck, we're gonna drop that the pregame show discount code on everybody.
There you go. How about
take it up another notch?
Take it up.
Get y'all some the pregame show swag, man, because we appreciate all the support. Crowd getting a little bigger. Let me get out of the way. They over there eating at Eddie's and Ruby's. If I stand by them, I smell good. Cause you go to Eddie Ruby's, you come out smelling just like it.
You come out smelling just like some good old pan trout.
Just like some pan trout, Chuck. Now, if you see somebody grown daughter smell like pan trout, keep moving. That's just a message from the Mississippi Department of Health Division of Preventive Health on behalf of the pregame show.
No better place to put a pin in today's show than that PSA right there.
Yeah, I always got to keep a hood PSA out there, man. You watch the pregame show and get more pro tips from Neely.
There you go. As always, in closing, it is Bishop, it is Neely, it's the pregame show. We got a team by golly. We're going to fight by golly. We're going to win by golly. Until Saturday, It's the pregame show here on the Black College Sports Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and for all those who's listening and watching it from around the world. And we are now live from the corner of Dalton and Lynch Street. It's the show where we take you inside the game before the game begins. It's the Pregame. With your host, Charles Bishop and Neely. So get ready, because we pregame harder than the other show's party. It's the Pregame.